Guys, welcome back to the channel. Sitting behind me is the brand new Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 Plus sedan. We get it for the day, so let's review it. All right, guys, we're back. Before we get started on the review of the EQE 350 Plus sedan, I just wanted to thank Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham for allowing me to come out and borrow this car for the day so that we can review it for the channel. Mercedes-Benz has got a ton of these EQE sedans in stock. As I was pulling up into the dealership, just on my left, driving up, I just kept seeing them. It's like a sea of EQE sedans. They also have the EQS SUV and the EQS sedan, and I think they've got a few EQB SUVs as well. I will link their information below, but we just wanted to thank Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham for sponsoring this video. Now let's get on to the review. Okay, before we get started on the review, I wanted to give you some standard features and spec of the 2023 EQE 350 sedan. This version of the car has 288 horsepower and 417 foot-pounds of torque. It's got 9.6 kilowatt AC charging system for charging at home and 170 kilowatt DC fast charging system while you're on the road. Some of the specs that the car has, the color is graphite gray metallic. Interior is black with space gray leather and a natural grain brown wood accenting inside the car. It has the DA2 driver assist package, which I think everybody should get on the car. It has the DA4 digital light package, which also comes with the projection animation functions that show up on the road at night, which is pretty cool. It's got the DB0 winter package and the DE2 Pinnacle trim package as well, which is really cool. It has the MBUX augmented reality navigation system, so on and so forth. And then the DG1 AMG line exterior package, which is the wing, the gloss black trim, front spoiler or splitter, high gloss black chrome trim as well. It's got the AMG style rims on it as well. So the car is really heavily optioned at $90,065, which is the MSRP. All right, now let's get on to the review. All right, now it's time to review the car. Let's walk around the outside of the car. We'll go inside the car and then we'll take it for a spin. So on the outside, you'll see you're gonna have your LED lights here, and then you're gonna have your running lights, which look absolutely beautiful at night. You've got your big star here, your big Mercedes-Benz star. It's got a camera for the front view, and then of course, there's no grille because it's electric, but it's got these little bitty Mercedes-Benz stars that kind of represent what a front grille should be. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Then you've got kind of some open slots down here, active shutters behind the open air slots here, as you can see, and that'll help out for aerodynamics. Walking around on the driver's side, you've got, which I always thought was pretty cool, since you don't get into the frunk, there's no frunk, so they have the windshield washer fluid reservoir here. So you just pour your windshield washer fluid in here, and that's it. It's pretty cool. You've got cameras on the outside of the mirrors. You have the retractable door handles here, so you just kind of press on them a little bit and they open up, and then of course the car opens, and we'll go back into that in a second, and then you can lock it, and then you'll see how they go back in and they go flush. I love that. Tesla has that as well. Absolutely love it. You've got here AMG style rims. As you can see, the AMG logo sitting here. These are Bridgestone, for this particular car, these are Bridgestone tires. They're pretty beefy. They've got 20-inch tires all the way around the car. Again, I absolutely love the rims. Coming in the back here, you have, of course, the EQE 350 badging. You have the star here that when you press it, it opens up the trunk. And then, of course, it's electric to where you can shut it. I think it's really nice. And let's walk around here to the back. Oh, you also got like kind of an air diffuser in the bottom of the car to help move the air out from up underneath it in a more orderly fashion. You have your charging port here, and again, cameras or camera sitting at the side mirror, and then coming back to the front, you've got your cameras and all your sensors on the windows there, and of course sensors all the way around the car. So again, just taking it all in, it's absolutely, I love Mercedes EQ lineup. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I really like the EQE. The EQE or the EQS sedan is beautiful, but it's too big for me. This EQE sedan is, to me, the perfect size. Let's hop inside. And welcome to the interior of the EQE 350 Plus. And I can tell you this is a nice place to be. Let's start behind the wheel with this instrument cluster. You've got on your steering wheel here, you can switch and go to different destinations. You can choose different types of views as well, as you can see for the instrument cluster as well. So you get sport, classic, navigation, and other ones you can do. Here you can see you've got your 60% left on battery, which is 159 miles. So it's saying I've got 181 miles of max range. You'll have your time, and is the car in park or whatever the case may be, and your ambient temperature down here. Again, on the steering wheel, you've got all your different controls to control the radios, control the phone, the speak button, so you can ask the car questions, or in Apple CarPlay mode or Android Auto mode, you'll have that as well. You always have these little home buttons to put everything back to home if you need to. You've got your stalks here, so your drive and reverse and everything over here. Your lights and washers and everything are sitting over here, and then down here you choose for your lights as far as if you want auto or what have you. This car comes equipped with heated and cooled seats, memory seats as well. All your settings for the seats are sitting here on the door as standard with Mercedes. Your door locks, and all this is metal, which is nice. Your windows as well. Here are all your controls for your windows and for your side view mirrors. And then move over here, you've got the big 12.8 inch display screen here. So it doesn't have the hyper screen in this version. Me personally, I like this better than the hyper screen, but that's just me. Ambient lighting throughout the car, as you can see. It's also in the back, which I'll show you. So you'll have all of that. Here in the console, you open it up, you got your cup holders, you got a wireless charging pad here, and then just some extra space here. And you can move these cup holders kind of out of the way so you have more space, and just kind of press these, and then they come back up, open up, so you can store your cups in here and there. Then you've got your center console storage space down here. As you can see, you're going to have a couple of USB-C ports, and this is pretty deep. I mean, it's pretty deep. I'd like for it to maybe be a little bit wider or so, but it's good. I mean, you got plenty of storage. Up here you have, of course, your SOS, your Mercedes Me, hit your lights and all that. But here is really cool. If you just slide your finger, then as you can see, the sunshade opens up for both the driver, and there's a big glare, I apologize, driver and passenger, as well as the rear occupants. And then here, if you just slide it again, okay, well, and then you open up the sunroof, and then we'll close the sunroof here, we'll close it back so you can see, and then we'll slide one more time, there we go. And then you can see now the sunshade is going to cover up the sunroof, which is pretty cool. I call it sunroof / panoramic roof. You have adjustments for your seats up and down, and then forward, so if you want it to come closer to you. And then of course on the passenger side, the same thing. You've got your heated cool seats, your adjustments, memory as well on the passenger side, which I think is cool. And then you've got your vents, which are really neat. They're all kind, you know, it's kind of built in to the top part of the dash, so it almost blends in. It really does blend in well. But then you get the really cool AC vents here on the sides as well that look like turbines. I think that just is so neat. What a touch that Mercedes has. You got your stalks again for your windshield wipers and flashing your lights, and then your drive and reverse and all that. And then your paddle shifting is for regenerative braking. So you can change different modes, normal recuperation mode or intelligent, where it's going to figure it out for you, or strong, whatever you want to do. This car, of course, has lane keep assist and all that. I mean, this car is absolutely loaded to the gills. And then, of course, the ambient lighting. I think there's like 64 different settings for ambient lighting. I mean, you got to give Mercedes props. They know how to do ambient lighting in a car, and this is on pretty high, so you can see it during the course of the day, and it's in a blue color, but it looks really, really cool. I absolutely love this car. I'm going to have a hard time giving it back to him today. So let's go into the back seats, and I'll show you a little bit there, and then we'll go to the trunk, show you what's in the trunk, and then we'll get this thing on the road. All right, guys, let's check out the trunk, and I'll move this box of my gear out of the way for a second. So as you can see, you've got a great size trunk here to store luggage. There's not that much space up underneath, so as you can see, that's really it. So you have your little air compressor and then your bottle to fill up a tire if it goes flat, and your tow hook. But other than that, this is the storage you get in the trunk. Again, perfect. I think it's great for the size family that will own this car. I think you can put plenty of luggage in here. All right, let's get inside and go drive this thing. All right, guys, we're back in the car. Let's take this thing for a drive, and we'll start heading back to the dealership. I thought that we would basically take the long way around and see what it's like on the back roads, and then see what it's like in or on the interstate, and then make our way back into the dealership. So got this thing into drive, and here we go. So of course, like any electric car, Mercedes and the kind of the higher end cars, Audi, what you're gonna notice first is really just how quiet the cars are. I mean, this car is super quiet. I can't, you can barely hear the motors, if all, in the car. You're just really hearing maybe some of the tire noise or what have you. So I'm in this parking lot here, kind of leaving it to get onto some of the back roads. But if I can just kind of give it some throttle and then get onto the brakes, I mean, I can tell you this car for 288 horsepower has got pretty good pick up and go with 417 foot-pounds of torque. The steering is really agile. It kind of moves. You point it in the direction you're going to go, and you're going to go in it. And again, braking is great. This car, you hit the brakes and it will stop for sure. I can promise you that. And this is not even their top of the line. Right now I've got it on normal recuperation. I'm going to change it to strong. So basically almost a one pedal driving in the car. So we'll kind of give that a shot or try it out. So I'm got it punched and then just come off the throttle, and oh yeah, this thing really starts braking. Very, very strong. Let's see, how about I go to intelligent, so you'll hold the negative down, or the minus is the paddle to the left, and now I'm in intelligent recuperation. So what that means is when it senses stuff around you, and you come off the throttle, then it'll start automatically braking or reducing speed for you. Also, I thought was really cool, I don't think I've noticed this on any other cars, if I hit my blinker, it starts to it starts stopping at that point once I hit my blinker. It's really cool. So it knows I hit the blinker, so it knows to start to slow down. But if I'm just driving a straightaway and nobody's in front of me and I come off the throttle or the accelerator pedal, nothing. It just keeps coasting. But again, I hit my brakes, it starts to brake, or I hit my blinker, it starts to brake, or if there's a car in front of me, it will do the same thing. It will start braking as well. So that's really cool. I haven't seen that much on other cars, electric cars, and especially at the level that this one's at. I found that pretty fascinating. I'm going to put this thing into sport mode here, and let's see. Yep. All right. So let me turn the camera off. I hit that on accident. All right. So I'm in sport mode now. And I tell you what, it has got a lot of power for a 288 horsepower electric sedan. I mean, it'll snap your head back for a second. I think it's plenty. Yes, you can get their AMG version, which is coming out. You can get other versions of this car, which is going to be a little bit faster, and that's great if you want speed. I've got a Porsche 911. If I want speed, I'm going to get into that. But for me in a sedan, I do want power, I do want speed, but I don't have to have neck breaking speed in my four-door sedan to get me around town. So I think at 288 horsepower and 417 foot-pounds of torque, I can promise you this would be all I'd ever want. And I am a huge car guy, and I do love speed in vehicles and power, but on my daily driver, not as much. So, you know, I'm trying to think in my head here, how do I talk my wife into letting me get this car? That's going to be the challenge. So comment below if y'all got some creative ways of talking your significant other into buying a vehicle. What ways have you found that works? But we'll keep that between us. I won't let her see this video. All right, getting back on the car. So we're on this back road. We're going to head to Interstate 459 here in Birmingham area to head back towards the dealership. And I'll tell you what, this car is so comfortable. This car is, I mean, I'm in awe over how nice this thing rides. I've been more over the past couple of years outside of my Porsche. I've been more of a crossover SUV guy because I like to sit up higher up and not kind of fall into a car. I've got my Porsche for that. But this really, you almost are. I don't feel like I'm falling into it or I'm climbing out of it. I really feel like I'm kind of just getting in and out of it. Just open the door and I just step out, and I don't feel this. I got to pull myself up. I don't see that at all. All right, so we're gonna hit 459. So I'm gonna kind of get on the car a little bit here to the interstate. No tire squeal. This thing just goes. Got the hammer down, sport mode. I'm at the speed limit. It's working great. All right, so now we're on the interstate here. And I mean, it's just, again, you know, the back roads are a little bumpy, but that's a bumpy road. Here on the interstate, this is kind of freshly paved interstate on 459. There goes your intelligent recuperation braking. Worked like a charm. Let me get around this car. But I can't tell you how smooth this is. I'm hearing a little wind noise coming from the back a little bit. But this is very, very comfortable, very quiet, very smooth. I mean, guys, I'm really liking this car a lot. I mean, seriously, comment below how I can talk my wife into buying this car. Again, we're going to keep this between us. But I will tell you now, this car is so comfortable. It's so quiet. I mean, this is a road trip car. No doubt. I've owned 5 Teslas, and they're all great road trip cars, all Model S's and one Model X. And they're great road trip cars. And this is equally better, well, at another level as far as luxury and ride quality than the Tesla. But this is clearly a really, really good car to road trip in. I mean, I am super, super comfortable. I've got the air down to 69 degrees. I'm cool in the car. I'm about a half a mile from the interstate to get off to go back to the dealership. I'm kind of thinking, should I just keep heading north here and not stop and let them find me later, right? Anyway, they can have my car, do whatever they want to do with it. I'm going to keep this one. So again, everything's at your fingertips. What I really like about this screen while I'm in the car, instead of the big hyper screen, I don't feel like on the hyper screen, I feel like I have to reach out further forward to get to it. Here, it just sits here. It's at a great angle, and I'm not reaching straight out. I'm here. I got my fingers right here at the screen, and it works really, really well. Heads up display. It's a little washed out with my sunglasses. I take them off. Heads up display looks absolutely great. You can see everything. Now, I am going to hang a left here off the interstate and get back to the dealership. But I would say if you are looking for a mid-sized electric SUV, you really need to contact Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. They have like 30 of these things. It's crazy. And I'll tell you what, for a mid-sized electric SUV, I don't know how you can go wrong with this car. They got various different specs, so your price ranges will vary as to how much they will cost. But it's just this to me would be the car for me to buy if I'm buying a sedan. The EQS is too big for me. I'm not at that age yet where I want it. But the EQE sedan, I think, is a great price. Now I'm going to remove the camera and I'm going to flip it around so you can see how many EQEs and EQBs and EQSs that they have here. They have tons of them. So let me show you what they got, guys. There's a couple of EQBs. There are the SUVs, and then that's the small SUV. And then here starts from this white car here starts the EQEs. So as you can see, I'm going to just barely creep EQEs as far as the eye can see. There's some EQSs now. So I said 30. I think they had like a 30 of all the cars out here. So I think I misspoke. But EQS SUV, here's another one, 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 another one. So again, and then the EQE that I'm in. So we're pulling up here at Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. Absolutely beautiful dealership, guys. Y'all really do need to give them a call. You will absolutely be treated first class at this dealership. I can promise you, I've bought a few cars from them in the past. They are great cars. So I am pulling up here. There's my GV60 electric crossover Genesis that I'm driving, and we are now into the parking spot. Let's wrap up. All right, guys, thank you again for going along this ride, this review of the Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 Plus. Again, I would like to thank Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham for loaning me this car for the day. I wish I could keep it forever. And again, I might try to talk my wife into letting me buy it. It's just an absolutely beautiful car. So until the next video, please like and subscribe, ring the bell. It definitely helps build this channel. Let me know below comments about the car. Ask me any questions. I can get them answered from the dealership, or definitely give them a call. Their information will be listed below. And until the next video, have a great day.